You are watching ILFL Soccer Nights.
Sponsored by Hawk and Eagle.
Welcome back. It's the final segment of the ILFL Soccer Night. I just want to alert you, obviously, to the adverts that we've got going for the tournaments. Here it is on the screen for you that we were just talking about. It's the ILFL Unity Cup that we're talking about, and we're talking about just before the break. We have a Super Cup and we have a Legends Cup. I gave you the wrong information regarding the days. It's the 13th and 20th of April respectively, and not 6th and 13th as I said before. Sunday the 13th and 20th of April is for the ILFL Super Cup and the ILFL Legends Cup. As you can see there as well, it's no picnic. There's a top cash prize there for the winners. Get yourselves involved. Deadlines for entry is fast approaching, and the guys over here will gladly take all of your details. But we're going to talk about something else that's coming up. We've spoken about it once or twice before, but the time is coming. The sunshine's been here this weekend, and it's reminded us that there is a summer league to come. I turn to you again, Nanu. How's it looking regarding entrance?
It's looking great. I'm not going to give you the exact numbers, but we have secured more than 20 teams. Some teams, very popular teams, they're from all over London, and some very strong teams as well. There's something, as I mentioned, about strong teams. Some teams have actually expressed some concerns about the league being too strong or being too competitive. But our message is that we've designed the right structure. There's going to be 3 divisions, and there's something for everyone. There are some new teams in there. They're not afraid to come in because they know they will be in the lower divisions, and you know the structure's there. It's for everyone. Everyone's welcome.
I mean, it's great for the tournament, and it's a good advert for the Summer League. The fact that there is a strong division in there, and there are some strong teams, and that's great as well. But like you said, there are 1 or 2 other divisions, cameras that. Where other teams can take part and get involved and feel like they're still in a competitive league.
Absolutely. I mean, there's something there for everybody. I mean, because it's open, there's no restriction to ethnicities and backgrounds, so obviously everyone can take part. And the Premiership is specifically designed to be strong to attract those kind of teams. The first, second division will be open to other teams as well. And for people who want to compete, they can choose to go in the Premiership or the first division. For teams who just want to take part and have football happening between their teammates and friends, they can choose to go in the lower divisions, and there's something in it for everybody, really.
It's there on your screen for you, the advert that we have running for the Summer League. There it is. It begins in May this year. Like I said, we've had all of our applicants come in. It's inundated, this tournament. Some very, very good sides involved, and as you can see there, a huge cash prize for the winners. We know where this is taking place this summer, Nanu?
It's going to be taking place in various locations.
Okay, just like the Winter League does.
That's right, yeah.
It's going to be spread around the borough. That's fantastic. The one that I really want to talk about now, though, and the one that I'm really interested in, is the UK Bangladeshi Championship. We had some guests in a few weeks back, if you remember, to speak about this, which is a great tournament, and a tournament which highlights and showcases Bangladeshi football right across the country, cameras.
That's right. Obviously, ILFL is open. Is an open organisation, and all our services and activities are open. But what we've noticed is that football in other parts of the country are in decline. Whereas in London and Tower Hamlets in particular, it's sort of hit the roof. So we've obviously teamed up with the 2 organisations, one in Milton Keynes and one in Birmingham, to deliver something special to promote Bangladeshi football and to encourage them to take part in competitive football, really. So that's the main point behind it. It's a 16-team tournament by invitation only, and there are teams coming from all parts of the country, regionally. Now, because London traditionally has a lot of teams, London will put 2 teams in there, and because Milton Keynes are the hosts for this season, they'll put 2 teams in there. But the other regions like Oldham, Birmingham, Ipswich, Luton, there'll be 1 team taking part from those areas.
Okay, so Do we have any idea of who London will be sending to represent in this tournament?
We're in a bit of a dilemma because we've got 3 teams who are interested.
And only 2 can go.
And only 2 can go. So we've got interest from, well, I'll name them because obviously it was open to all the teams and only 3 responded. London Tigers, Bromley and Beaumont. 3 big clubs, 3 big following from each club, and all 3 are very, very keen to go and represent themselves and the ILFL and London in this prestigious competition.
It's a huge tournament, so it's not a Mickey Mouse teams that can turn up and go for this, is it?
It's not. I mean, there's a lot of travelling involved because it's in Milton Keynes, and it's over 2 weekends. But also the finals in MK Don, so obviously we want to highlight the cream of the crop in terms of Bangladeshi football. So whoever does enter, whoever does turn up, they need to come with the best team, really.
Absolutely. Great venue for a final as well, isn't it?
Absolutely, and you know, the MK Galacticos guys from Milton Keynes have done a great job to secure that venue, and they've done a lot of hard work to make sure everything's in place. And I think the 16 teams have already been secured. There are interests from other teams, but unfortunately it's by invitation only, and we need to cap it to keep the quality and the interest there, really.
The tournament takes place on the 11th of May when the qualifying rounds will take place, and the final will take place on the 28th of May, which I believe will be a bank holiday this year. 28th of May, taking place at the MK Dons Stadium in Milton Keynes. That's your UK Bangladeshi Championship. Let's talk a little bit, let's move on a little bit further than that now. I mean, sometimes it's not too premature to talk about the future. We're coming to the end of one winter league, and we've got, once all of this is out of the way this summer, we've got another winter league to come. What can you give to everybody out there now about how the winter league will take shape for the following seasons? We saw it slimlined and streamlined this season, and again, it was a very good league. How is it looking and shaping up for next year?
Well, I mean, I think either this month or next month we'll open up the applications for teams for next season. We're optimistic that we can be back up to 3 divisions again. There's always interest. We always have to decline teams, and it's something we don't like doing because of the resources and the capacities that we have. This year in particular, we've got a lot of football happening, as you know, throughout the winter and summer and various competitions. So obviously, manpower-wise, we need to also be careful that we don't do too much that will overstretch us. So that's one of the reasons why we've had 2 divisions. But even then, we've had 22 teams. So it's a matter of getting another 4 teams, and then you've got a 3rd division, really.
Absolutely.
4 teams each.
And then it can push on from there. Jermaine, if I can turn to you, as somebody who's been prominent within the Hackney and Leighton League for a long time now, grassroots football, like I said, is the bread and butter of all football in my eyes. And running a league with a lot of teams and a lot of divisions is no mean feat.
It's not. It's really, really tough because a lot of teams are struggling out there, and you're doing your best as a league to keep the fines down and whatnot, and still run a very well organised league. A lot of the teams have lots of challenges, you know, getting resources to keep running, running the team. And some people are running teams and they're not working, and I don't know how they're doing it, but they're doing it, There's people that keen to run teams. So as a league, we're running a league, and we're trying our best to help the teams as best as possible.
It's always tough. Like you said, there are clubs and even some leagues within London who are running on air, and we don't know how they're doing it. But it's testament as to the love of football that there is at grassroots level. In terms of feedback, when you get that with players that take part and their enjoyment of taking part in leagues like this, what do you get from players about the finance side of it? Yes, it's tough, but are they happy to shell out their last pennies?
I'll be honest with you. I mean, we've got 5 divisions, and for us, we're quite happy to know that the teams are enjoying the football, which is why we still have so many teams in the league. If it was a case of we went down to 4 and then 3 and then 2, then it would be really, really disappointing. But we're maintaining the amount of teams we do have in the league. The teams are enjoying it. The Interleague Champions Cup, it was something new to them. It was different, and teams that weren't in it are speaking about it, and I think, oh, this is something different, you know. So things like that just help spice things up a little bit, which was why I was really thankful that the ILFL invited Hackney and Leighton League to participate in it this year. So things like that help spice things up, and you know, the teams are really enjoying it.
I'm going to ask Cameras this same question, but I'll ask it to you first. If you had a magic wand and you were the head of the Football Association, who I'm sure are watching, and you could just wave your wand and just help grassroots football in one fell swoop, well, what is it that you'd like to see?
If it was the Hackney and Leighton, for example, I would love to see sponsorship. I think the main thing is pitch prices. So I would love to see sponsorship coming where that's taken care of.
That's something where grassroots football
that would be my want.
It probably would. I mean, I agree with you. I was speaking to somebody only a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking about even where the weather was so bad recently. A lot of the local schools now have got wires and seen the pound notes in their eyes and opened up their 3G pitches. And it's a lot of money. Some places are charging astronomical amounts. So I hear you on that one. Cameras, if I could ask you the same question. I mean, sponsorship is a great thing. If a league could be sponsored, that would be fantastic.
Absolutely. I think what the FA needs to appreciate is, like I said before, football is in decline throughout the country. I don't know what the stat is in Hackney, but in Tower Hamlets, it's absolutely, they can't contain it. Football is at the roof, and it's because of organisations like the ILFL, like the Hackney Leighton League, who do a lot of good work in organising these events. Now, sponsorship, I think, is something that everybody will have at the top of their wish list. But other than that, if the FA could provide more pitches in Tower Hamlets where, you know, we don't have to say no to teams, or teams don't have to go outside the borough to take part in activities, that would also be great. So one or the other.
One or the other.
One or the other.
I suppose Hackney Marshes is two words that's known throughout the world. I've gone many places and people know about Hackney Marshes, and it almost is a sad thing to see that Hackney Marshes is in decline, doesn't have as many pitches as it used to now, and I wonder how long that will last. But hey, that's a debate for another day, I suppose, and a debate for maybe even another show. But as far as this show is concerned, we're coming to an end. We have spoken about the Champions Cup. We're going to have a Champions Cup final to talk about within the next few weeks. The two divisions are coming to an end very, very soon. The first division is almost at its climax, and the Premier Division is all but there. The Veterans League has finished, so my thanks to Nanu for being great throughout the season. Not that you're finished. There's more that you're going to tell us about just very quickly before we finish, isn't it?
That's for sure. You know, the Veterans League doesn't end. It doesn't end in the winter. We're continuing in the summer, and the league structure is going to change quite dramatically. We're going to have two divisions. We're going to have the Veterans Premier Division and Veterans First Division. So the top 8 teams from the winter is going to go qualify straight to the top, and the bottom 4 with 4 new teams are going to go in the First Division. That's right. And I know we talked about Black Meteors, you know, being intimidating, the name itself. But I mean, here's some of the new names. We've got Dragon FC, we've got Express Legends, we've got Stars of Sylhet. You know, so those are some of the new teams that want to join. You know, so it's all looking exciting, and we don't have many spaces left, 1 or 2. And as you guys mentioned earlier, cost and infrastructure has always been a constraint for teams and leagues alike. So we urge all the teams to submit the application form as soon as possible, and we can get them straight into it. It starts in May.
And there it is. And now you've had it all. We move onwards and upwards, as we say here in the ILFL, but we have now come to an end. My thanks to Jermaine, to Nanu, to Cameras, to all the production crew who do a great job out the back there, and to you for watching. My name is David Joseph. This has been ILFL Soccer Night, and I will now say good night.